Uh, Welcome to the Commission on Disability meeting for July 6th, 2021. I see. I'm glad you're here, Kate.
Yeah, I made it. Some technical difficulties this morning.
Oh, happens to me all the time. I don't see anybody for public speak, and nobody's in the waiting room. I guess there's a couple things I'm going to go through real quick, and then Kate is going to talk to us about her position and her work and stuff like that for like 10, 15 minutes. And then if we have any questions, we can ask her. So I just wanted to say quickly, because I don't think it was covered before, is the Reminder did publish an article, but about our survey and the COD, but they didn't. The way they had left it was the woman that interviewed me and Kelsey said, "I will send it to you or let you know before we publish it," and that didn't happen. So it got published, and I had no idea. And then I went back to read it. I definitely was misquoted a tiny bit, but now there's a new person on it, and so going forward, because the idea was to put the survey out in the Reminder. So whenever we're ready to do that, he's ready to put it in there. So that's good. Also, in the future, I'm planning on having, in terms of like having speakers and stuff like that, I'm sort of starting a little bit local. And so at some point, I don't know if it could be next month, I'm going to have Mike from the Veterans Department come and talk about the services that they have so a lot of what they do is with disabled veterans, helping them with low income situations and stuff like that. Does anybody have any comments or opposed to that, or you guys okay with that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. And on July 14th at 4 p.m., the Northampton Commission on Disabilities has their meeting. And so I'm going to go listen in and attend it. And if anybody else wants to do that, you just let me know. And if it gets to be a certain number of people that want to attend, then I believe I have to publish it as like a subcommittee meeting. Correct, Jamie?
No.
No? Oh.
No, what I had sent you was, it's as long as their meeting is properly noticed, you're attending a meeting of another organization, same thing for like conferences, you just can't have any sort of, within the people that are part of the commission, you have to, like you can't have a conversation about things that you're working on within. Right. So like, as long as you're not all just there sitting at a table discussing the things that are on this agenda, but are instead discussing the things that are on the Northampton's agenda or the conference's agenda, then you're fine.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. All right. So yeah, just let me know if anybody wants to join. Kate, are you ready to go?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Take it away.
All right. So I am the executive director at Valley Educational Associates, and we started in 1982 as a small workshop in Greenfield, and we were serving about 8 folks. We serve adults with developmental disabilities, some physical disabilities, but all dual diagnosed individuals. So we started as a workshop, like an 8-person workshop, and expanded from there. And now we currently have 3 program sites in West Hatfield, Chicopee, and Springfield. The administrative offices are in Hatfield. And we serve about 85 individuals right now. The majority of what we do is providing community-based day supports for those folks that come to us. A lot of the individuals that get referred to our program are folks that also require more intensive clinical services. And that's kind of what sets VEA apart from some other day programs in the area, is the clinical team that we have and the clinical services we provide. So in addition to the community-based day services, we also provide employment services as well. So we do serve a number of folks whose goal is to obtain employment in the community. So we support them in doing that. And we've had great success with folks that didn't really see employment as something they could do in their life, but with a lot of work with our team, they've been able to secure positions at Home Depot. We have some folks at Staples, Applebee's, a variety of jobs. So that's kind of a brief overview of what we do. In terms of how folks come to our program, primarily we get referrals from the Department of Developmental Services, and we contract with the Holyoke Chicopee area office, the Franklin, Hampshire office, and the Springfield area office. And if there's a person who looks like they might be a good match for our program, a service coordinator will reach out to us, and then we can interface with the client and their team and see if VEA is a good match. So in addition to that, we've also had folks come from schools. There's a gap age between 18 and 22 where there's kind of a lack of services for those individuals. So we have actually had a couple folks come to us right when they turn 18, although more typical is 22. So there's a few ways to get services from VEA. The most popular is a referral from DDS. They cover the cost of the services for the family. We also have private contracts with some clients who, for whatever reason, don't qualify for services through DDS or don't want services through DDS, and they'll pay privately. And then we also contract with school systems. So we actually have had a couple folks from the Easthampton school system attend our West Hatfield program, and they were able to refer the person when they turned 18. And then when they turned 22, the contract rolled over to the Department of Developmental Services. So that's, kind of a really brief overview of what we do. All the services for our folks are really individualized. So someone might have some community day support hours in their contract and employment. So it's a blended day. It really depends on the person and what's best for them. As we kind of start to move out of the COVID restrictions, we are able to get people back into the community a little bit more. And as things loosen up a little bit, people were able to bring more and more folks back. So it's a little complicated at the moment just because of the restrictions from the CDC and the state in terms of safety, which is great. We've had a really great track record at our program. We were closed for most of the year, but when we reopened for a small group, it was a little daunting, but everyone stayed safe and healthy. So we're kind of taking it slow here at VEA. I'd rather be more cautious than have everyone come back and have to close again. So if you or anyone you know is interested in any services that we offer, they can always reach out to me personally at VEA. They can reach me on my email or call the office, and we can go from there. We always give tours of our program sites. So that's what we do here. I don't know if anyone has any questions.
What does VEA stand for?
Oh, sure. Valley Educational Associates.
Okay.
So you said like work options. So like what, how does that work?
So when someone's referred to us, we will sit down with them, our clinical support team and the program manager at their site, and kind of get an idea of if they want to go work in the community and what type of work they're interested in. And then we start the process of job hunting, really. Due to funding, it's a little tough to find folks individualized jobs, because a lot of the people that get referred to us require the job coach support for the full time. So that would be a one-to-one service, which sometimes the department wants to pay for, sometimes they don't. So ideally, we try to find enclave jobs for folks. So for example, at Home Depot, they had 2 open positions. So we were able to place 2 of our clients at that job, and then we can send 1 job coach with those.
Okay.
But it's really individualized for the client. We had someone who was really into cooking, and we were able to find her a job as doing food at Applebee's. And because they only had 1 position, we were able to negotiate and get the one-to-one support. So she's with a job coach and working, two mornings a week prepping food. So it's very individualized person.
Do the job coaches work for VEA, or do they work for some other organization?
They work for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So the job coach at our programs, they're not really specific to a certain service. So we have job coaches that might be doing community outings and then also taking someone to a job.
Okay. I just asked because I had a bad experience with this other, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Job support, yeah.
I hear that a lot. I'm sorry.
So I just was curious whether it was the same one. But no.
Okay. No, we hire our own job coaches here, and they do all the outings and employment supports.
So if they were supporting somebody by working at Home Depot, like what does that look like? Like they're standing there with them, or?
Depending on the person. So for our Home Depot job, one of the individuals that goes needs a lot of verbal prompting. So the job coach will really, and they work in the garden department, for example. So the job coach will just kind of be with the client, reminding them, okay, we're going to water these plants now. Just kind of guiding them so that they can. Our goal is to help the client be as independent as possible. So it's like the least amount of support we need to give them so that they can learn the skills to eventually do it. Maybe not completely on their own, but more independently. And for example, the food prep job at Applebee's I was talking about, she needs assistance with measuring. So the job coach will be there to help her measure out the different vegetables that need to be cut. So it depends on what the client needs.
And you said you're working with the school system. Does that mean like you go in as part of their like graduation 504 plans or IEPs or stuff like that or whatever?
It depends on the client. So for some families want their children to transition immediately from school to our program, in which case we'll be invited to get involved a little bit early to help the transition. For some of the people we serve, transitions can be a little difficult. So there's some clients we start transitioning like 6 months ahead of time. And it's really a slow process of having them come to our program maybe for a half day a week and then building up from there. So sometimes we'll work with the schools on that. And then sometimes it's just a matter of we need a placement immediately and there's no transition. So again, it's dependent on the school system and the individual client and their family and what they think they need.
Are you actually working with the school system, or these are just parents that know that you exist?
We've worked with some school systems. So the West Springfield school system, we actually went in and did a presentation to let them know what type of services we provide. But Typically, we don't work directly with the school systems unless they are requesting that they have someone that wants to attend sooner than later. Otherwise, we do most work through the Department of Developmental Services.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for having me and let you guys know what we do here.
Of course. So if people are watching this, then they just get a hold of you on that website.
Yep. Actually, they can go to our website, valleyeducational.org. And all of our contact information is on there. My contact information. You can email me at kdesilva@valleyeducational.org or through the website.
So. Okay. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions for her? No.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, great. Okie dokie. Okay. Jamie, are you able to go into that folder, the events and celebrations, and bring up what we wanted to post for it's kids' mental health?
Yeah, you'll have to make me a co-host.
Oh yeah, sorry. I meant to do that right away. And I did not.
And you'll have to, where is it in the
Event? It's the same place as the one.
Events and celebrations, and what's the document?
It should say like children's mental health.
One that says social media calendar, possible speakers, World Disability Day.
Social media calendar, sorry. Okay, thank you. So we're obviously going to change the month to July, but this was something that Kelsey and Jeff Brown had put together a while back, since we want to be doing making 1 or 2 posts a month in this calendar that we have. So, and what we do is we send it to Lindsay, and then she's supposed to put it on, like, I believe Facebook. I'm not sure what else, so that folks can just see a little something. Is that okay? Okay. All right. So if you could take, just as we're getting there, just take a second to look over it and see if there's anything that you'd like to change or you want to add, you think should be there. Otherwise, we'll send it out. So.
It looks fine to me.
And what's going on right now is with the images, we're trying to go into like image descriptions. So, which is great because Kelsey's like helping us learn about that. So.
I think it looks great.
Oh, good.
I like it's very clear and easy to read, which I like on web posts. So
good. And going forward, unfortunately she can't make it to this time, but she's still on the subcommittee. So we were chatting, and going forward, we really need folks' ideas about what we want to do next month. I think is, I believe she said like Deaf Awareness Month. So we're going to create something on that. But after that, like if you guys have ideas, of a special day, like bring it to the meeting or message me with it, so we can get on top of that. All right. Okay. Thank you, Jamie. Let's see. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the survey. Jeff Bagg actually sent me an email where he had some questions and stuff like that. So I'm gonna pull that up. Okay. Do you guys have any questions first, or like were you guys both able to go on there and do it? Right. Eli,
Yeah, I did it, and I have some suggestions.
Okay.
For it.
Okay.
So let me know when you
go
want.
ahead. Shoot.
Okay. So is someone editing it right now?
Yeah, I was going to say, who's updating this?
Who's updating? I assumed you were, but I don't. Is that not how it goes?
Well, I mean, I just don't. There's comments and questions. I'm not sure which ones are the ones that we want to address and which ones we don't want to change. So I wasn't going to make any changes until.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to hear Eli out first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So let's.
Jamie, are you able to bring that up on the screen so we could see the survey, or is that hard?
You'll have to give me a minute. I wasn't.
Of course.
For that.
I know. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, okay, so first, I think the intro should be on a separate page from the first part of the survey.
Okay. So that would look like.
We're not in a preview mode. We are in a editing mode.
Okay. No, I was asking Eli, like, so what would that?
So right now the intro and the first part of the survey are on the same page.
Like on the same screen at the same time, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was looking at the little line that says section 1. So to me, that was a different page. But okay, I get what you're saying.
You can't see it, but yeah, when she scrolls down, yeah, you see.
Okay.
So yeah.
Got it. Oh, okay. I get what you mean. Okay.
Okay. I don't know how. I think that it does it automatically. I don't know.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. And that would be helpful, Eli.
I just
Aesthetically.
think it's like aesthetically, and I don't know, it's just more what I'm used to with surveys. There's there's the intro page, and then there's a button that says start the survey, and then you.
Oh, okay. Yes, that makes sense. Okay.
I don't know that I can do that.
Okay.
No problem.
I think that this just goes right into it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. What else, Eli?
So in questions 7 to 9, where it asks like how accessible are these various things? Are we asking how accessible are they to the person taking the survey, or how accessible are they like an overall assessment?
I mean, I thought that's a good question. I assumed it was to the person taking the survey, but
Okay. So can we make that more explicit? Can we say like how accessible are these things to you?
7 to 9. Okay.
Can we just say this? Is that okay? We'll just say, please respond to the following questions as they affect you.
Sure.
I like it.
And then is that clear enough?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. What else, Eli? Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. On question 14 about the places that you've been harassed, can we add an option for like online?
14?
Yeah.
So I don't have that as question 14 here.
Yeah.
Huh. That's funny. So
do you know, Eli, do you know what the wording on the question was?
It's where did these incidents of bullying, harassment happen? Select all that apply to you. That question.
Oh, that's not 14. That's 31 on this thing.
Oh, huh. Okay.
And when you say online, are you talking about Easthampton online? Like,
No, I mean like anywhere online.
Well, okay. Online's a big place, Eli. So
Yeah.
if people are getting harassed online on Facebook, I mean, I guess it's one thing if it's like on the Easthampton Matters Facebook page. It's another thing
right.
if it's somewhere else. But I'll just put online. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay. The next question, which is 15 for me, but is something else for you. Let's see. Can this question be combined with?
Can you say what's the wording on the question?
Oh, sorry. Are you currently employed? Yes, no.
Okay. Yeah.
That's 32 over here.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a question at the end about sources of income. And I was wondering if we could just fold this one into the one at the end.
Like, are you currently employed? And if yes, then, or no, how would that look?
I think that this one is in here because it has branching, and it goes, if you say no, then it doesn't ask you about your employer and being bullied at work.
Oh, okay.
And
I see.
if you say yes, then it gives you those next ones. So that's
Gotcha.
why it's in there, but also
Okay.
separate from the demographic information.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Let's see. The next one is the one that, all right. What is your highest level of education? So can we put the options in order?
It looks like it is in order.
It is.
I guess except for the last one, which is
Yeah.
K to
Attended.
12. So that's K to 8, attended K to 12, but did not graduate. High school or GED, post-secondary, 2-year, 4-year. Okay.
Okay. And the same for, which one is this? The same for how many people do you live with in your home?
What number is that for you?
For me, it's that's 38.
Oh, so it'd be I live alone would go. I live alone.
First.
How many people do you live in with your home?
Yeah, I would put that first.
How many? Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then the last one. So, are you responsible for indoor maintenance? Examples: changing light bulbs or air filters, minor repairs. So, to me, like, changing light bulbs is like not really like part of indoor maintenance in the way the other things are. So like changing light bulbs is something that like pretty much, anyone does and wouldn't consider maintenance.
It depends where you live, because if it's a light bulb and a lamp, yeah, but there are I've lived in apartments where I wasn't allowed to change the light bulbs in the ceiling.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like I wouldn't, so like I don't know how I should answer that. Right. Because yeah, I change my own light bulbs, right? But I live in an apartment, and if like, if the stove isn't working, then someone comes to fix that.
Right. So light bulbs isn't a good example. Okay.
I think that this is asking about minor things. Anything that, like, if you have a plumbing leak, you're obviously going to call a plumber, or if you have a gas leak, you're going to call plumber as well, or electrician for electrical work. But these are asking about minor things, like, so I don't know, maybe, Eli, do you have better examples?
Well, I guess I don't know what the point of what the question is trying to get at. Specifically, because yeah, I mean, so if it's I don't know. Right, like what, how do we separate the kinds of the kinds of maintenance we're talking about?
So these are minor items such as changing light bulbs or air filters.
Are you not considering, Eli, like that fixing an oven is minor?
No, I guess fixing an oven is not minor, but like I don't know what else would be minor along with changing light bulbs. Like, I mean, cleaning, is that?
Do you vacuum? Yeah, like, do you clean your own toilet, or do you have a housekeeper, or does someone come in to do that who's like, You're an aide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you, okay. How would, I don't know, how would you describe that? I'm not sure. When I hear maintenance, I think of things that are more intensive than that.
Is household maintenance not a thing that people are concerned about?
I mean, it probably is a thing that people are concerned about, but I just don't know how to
Word it.
what word would clearly
About like
indicate that.
would be like emptying the trash. Is emptying trash considered minor maintenance?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it would go in that same category as cleaning and changing light bulbs. Yeah, I guess with those examples, I guess with more examples, it would be clear.
When I hear the word maintenance, I don't think about cleaning or anything. I think about stuff I would have to call maintenance in.
Yeah, me too.
So what are the things that you'd call maintenance for?
Yeah, repairing anything.
Like mainly I call maintenance for like an appliance not working.
Right. Maybe.
And I guess technically maintenance is correct, but it's just not, it pulls me off track when I see it.
Well, there's two different tracks technically if you
Yeah.
own your own home and if it's an apartment, right? So
Yeah.
it's one of those questions where you could go down 7 rabbit holes different.
Are you okay if we leave it as is now?
Let's see.
Does that help
Does it say
explain it?
now? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I think that's clear then. Yeah, if it includes, all those other examples.
So is it okay to put et cetera in there so somebody doesn't read it and feel limited by those? Or
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, that's everything I had.
okay. Kate, do you have anything?
I took the survey. I think it looked good. But going back to the maintenance thing, one thing I did notice with the question about are you responsible for indoor maintenance? And I'm not totally sure what kind of data you're trying to gather from this particular section, but I thought maybe adding to how do you complete indoor maintenance, there should be an option that says, I need assistance, but don't currently have any support, or is something to indicate that they do need help completing the indoor maintenance, but they don't currently have a way to do that.
That's what I thought the question was going after. Yeah, do you already have help?
Well, then the next question asks that, right?
Oh, okay. Are you
How do you?
responsible?
Yeah.
Well, it says how do you complete it, but it doesn't give, it doesn't say that. It
Need
says
help.
complete maintenance, but I feel like an option should be I need help, but don't currently have any, or something to that effect.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Good
Yeah.
catch.
Because I don't think someone would necessarily fill that in the other category.
Right.
That work?
Yeah. But otherwise, I thought the survey looked very good.
I have some things from Jeff. Just wait till you're done there.
Okay, so that's for indoor maintenance and outdoor maintenance.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Okay, so the first thing he said was, I think we talked about this a long time ago. If there should be some sort of note about how long it may or may not take. Should there be a note that it may take 15 minutes or more to complete?
Mm.
And back then when we talked about it, which was, I think, a year or two ago, we did want that on there. So is there a way to put that in?
Yeah. Where do you want it?
Maybe the last line? Can we put it in? I don't know.
I put it right before the many thanks for your time.
Okay.
Can we put it in here?
So I remember we said we wanted to do wording that didn't make somebody feel bad if it took them more than 15 minutes.
Okay.
So saying 15 minutes or more or something like that, or at least 15 minutes, something.
Well, so I think the reason to put in the time estimate, right, is to give people an upper bound, right? So they know like do I have enough time and energy to do this? So I mean, but we could. What if we said like, we estimate that the survey will take 15 minutes.
Okay. That makes sense.
Does that work?
You want the word estimate in there, right?
Well, that was just a suggestion.
So this is approximately 15 minutes or longer.
Oh, sorry.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think it should say or longer, because then that doesn't give me any confidence that I'll be able to finish it like in a reasonable amount of time. Like 15 minutes or longer could mean it'll take me an hour.
I mean, so
But it might.
the 6 responses that have people taking it, it's taken on average 46 minutes so far.
Really?
For the 6 responses. So,
And that was from us, right? Predominantly us.
so the first person took 104 minutes.
Oh, that might have
The
been me.
second person took 88 minutes. The third person took 35 minutes. Fifth person took 10 minutes.
Well, that makes
But
sense.
like they did not put in any comments. They just did the multiple choice. And this person took 30 minutes.
Oh, so the longer times, yeah. Are-
So, I mean, personally, I think 15 minutes is like, if you're just rushing through it and you're not actually responding thoughtfully to any of the fill in the blanks, you can get through it in 10 or 15 minutes. But like, if you actually want good data, it would seem to me that we're asking people to take a half hour, 45 minutes.
Or then we should say that.
Okay.
I think it took me about 30 to 45 minutes, and I didn't fill in a lot of the questions. It's a lot to read.
Right. I keep thinking about somebody having to like read it to somebody else and press a
Well,
button.
that too.
I'm surprised it took that long. Wow.
A lot of questions.
It's a lot. And then the ones that have multiple like do you find these places accessible? And then there's like 10 locations listed. I mean, if you're really thinking about it,
Yeah.
does take some time.
We've had many different versions over the past couple of years. So yeah.
I was
Yeah.
also curious, is it possible when you're taking this survey to start it and then come back to it?
So that was Jeff's other question, because it does say right there, it's not necessary to compete it. Ugh, my words are not working. And so he had said, does it have to be completed in one sitting? Should that be noted? So it's not necessary, but what does that look like? Because I'm wondering if that 80-minute one might have been me, like putting the phone down and having to do something else and then coming back. How do you know that it's saved if there's no buttons that say save these answers?
If your window's closed, it doesn't save.
Okay.
So if
So we
you,
have to put that.
if you
Leave
keep
it.
your window open, you can come back to it and complete it. But as soon as you close that window and you come back to like try to load it up again, you're gonna start at the beginning. And I don't believe that the response gets submitted until you hit submit at the end.
So can we put that in there? You don't have to do it all at one thing, but you do have to keep in order for that, you have to keep your window open somehow.
So what do you want it to say?
I don't know
I
the
would
wording.
maybe put something like, please note once you close the window, your answers are not saved or something.
Right. Right. In order for it to happen. Yeah.
So, or your answers will only be saved once you click submit at the end of the survey.
Does that work?
I think so. I know Jeff had that last part where it says to contact him. He said that's out of his responsibilities. The questions on this. He wrote, I don't know if somebody wrote to him this question, but it said, what about having the chair of the COD listed for contact with questions? Why I'm the ADA coordinator, this is outside of those responsibilities. Oh, I get what he's saying. Yeah, I mean, the only problem is that I don't have a city email. I mean, I don't have a problem putting my phone number.
You want to put your phone number out there?
That's fine with me.
So you have a lot of other stuff to do. Why don't you give them my phone number?
Okay.
I have more time.
Eli's so sweet.
Eli, what's your last name?
Damon, Damon.
And how do you want them to, do you have I know you have like a lot of different email addresses that you use.
I do. Let's see.
You're the co-chair or the
I am
assistant?
I guess, yeah, the co-chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could create an email address for this.
Why don't you do that so that way you can,
Yeah,
so maybe call it like survey,
yeah. So
Survey.
survey at eli-damon.info.
ELI-DAM info, like that. Oops.
Let me see, where are you? Survey at eli-damon.info. Yes.
So organized with all the email addresses. Nice.
Oh, you think so? Do you? No.
Yeah, that's my life goal.
I had a system in mind when I created all of them, and it didn't really work out, and now I'm stuck with this system that doesn't really work because everyone has different email addresses.
You can fix it. Okay. This one says the club/bar and similar establishments, should they have a not applicable option? So you can skip over it, I imagine, right? Okay. Community-based locations, should it include City Hall? I imagine so.
Yeah, it should. Do we not?
Wait,
have
it says City Hall.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wait.
right after police and fire.
Oh, maybe he just missed that one.
yeah. Except that, does anyone call it City Hall? I've only heard it called the municipal building.
In my head, that's what I call it.
It's titled the municipal building. Some people call it City Hall.
And his last one was about making the paper copies. Do we still have that in there? I don't remember about they're available through request. And then,
Well, that was the question about Jeff, and Eli just graciously said we would take that on.
the paper copies, does it specifically say that? I don't
No, it
remember.
just says if you need the survey in a different format.
Oh, there's my brain cells working right for you. But he also wanted it to say, or clerk by mail or pickup.
If we just leave it at this, Eli, I don't think there'll be that many requests. Can we just have it where, Eli, if you get a request, we can
Yeah, that's fine. I can, yeah.
like you can like let me or Jeff know that someone needs it mailed to them, and then we'll print it out and mail it to them.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Is that it?
that was it. So from here, so you said that was the soft launch last month, right? So are we good? We can put it out? Or how does that work? Because you don't see any other questions in there, right? That I don't see, right? There's nothing written in there.
Where?
There's nothing that you can see that I can't see that's right, that's comments or anything.
I didn't look at the responses.
Okay,
Do you want to look through the responses?
sure. Okay.
You want to keep going or?
Or any other, I, I mean, I guess that's good if you, how many questions total were there? Like
It's like 60 questions.
something, yeah. That's what I thought, okay. That one, I don't know how to answer. Can you scroll back up? Right there.
Which one?
Oh, okay. I guess can you do more detail? Right there, the
Which one?
55, I think it is. Because does that mean we worded it all funky?
Oh yeah, that was my answer.
I swear we had more answers than that before. Oh, these aren't our options. These are what was written in, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. And I said I don't know how to answer this question.
I remember, but is that because we didn't put enough options?
There are no options. It's just
No, that's
Oh,
because
just write in?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
because I'm just not good at open-ended questions like that.
Me too. Me too. Because I remember we went over and over and over the feelings and what it should say. So I was surprised not to see it in there, but okay. Almost to the end? Okay.
That's it.
All right. So from here, if nobody has anything, then we can actually, can we publish it?
Yeah, if you guys are ready.
Yes. And then,
So I'm going to go through and delete all of the responses we've received.
okay. Kate, do you have to go because it's 11?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. All right.
And that link that we used will be the link that's the survey link.
Okay. So can we have like the planning department and some other things? We can send it to them and ask them to put it out.
Can you rephrase that?
So how are we getting it out to the public exactly? Like, how are we announcing it? Eli, do you have?
Oh,
'Cause I don't want it to be put out there and then nobody knows it's there. So
good call. I don't know. I know that way back in the before times, we were talking about like making flyers and leaving them in all different places.
oh. Okay. Flyers, posts, okay. All right, so then I would have to ask Jeff about making copies or making flyers. Are you any good at making flyers?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm okay at making flyers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so this link is the same link, Jamie, that's in the original email or no?
It's the link. It's the link that you've been giving out.
Okay, that's fine that way. Okay.
Can we make a short link for this,
Oh,
like bit.ly or something?
so that it just says the word survey and you click on it?
So that it's something that someone can see on a flyer and type in easily.
Okay.
You guys think of everything.
So this is the short link, and I will send it to.
And is this a link we're able to share? Like if I put it out on my personal Facebook page or in the Easthampton group or something? Does that make any sense?
So I'm just going to respond to the COD. Okay. Okay. So I just emailed that to everyone. And that's the short link.
Okay, and so how would it work for the paper? So if somebody calls or emails Eli, I need a paper version, so.
Then they need to fill it out, respond, send it back, and then someone needs to type it in.
No, I mean, how are we getting the paper ones? Like, is Eli expected to be printing it out, or you would request that the city print it out?
But I thought I would get their address. I thought, and then I'd send it to Jamie, who I keep wanting to call Robin, and then she would send it, print it, and send it out. Is that how it works?
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
30 sheets of paper.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna put it out there that anybody who receives this with 30 sheets of paper is probably not gonna respond.
Yeah, they might get overwhelmed.
I also don't think, yeah. So, but yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
When you get, if you get any requests, Eli, we'll print it out, we'll mail it off, and they'll,
Okay.
All right.
I'm
and then
confused.
and then someone has to be willing to type it in and put that information into the survey.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it. Yeah.
But so when I printed this out, it was 17 pages at a very large size. So how is it 30 pages for you?
I don't know, that's what Print Preview just told me.
But also, why were your numbers different, Eli?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's because when there are those conditional questions that the things get renumbered, like when there's a conditional question added. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe you're right. Kate, do you have anything to add? Or
No,
Okay.
I think I'll share it with whoever I can online.
okay.
But
All right. So if we're all set for now, let me see when the next meeting is.
How long are we keeping this survey open for?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I would assume like,
A few
I don't
months.
know,
at
3
least.
months. Yeah, 2-3 months.
So do you want to pick a date and put it in the intro?
That makes sense. I don't know. Like 3 months is like October 15th. I don't know.
3 months would be October 5th.
Well, I don't know that it's going up immediately. It'd probably take a week or so to figure how to get it out to
Oh.
people and have people start taking it. So, yeah, but like October 15th, somewhere in that range.
I would just keep in mind if it's going to be a duration of that long, there might need to be consistent flyering out in the community, only because I know a lot of businesses will change their flyers out pretty frequently. So if you hang one up next week, it's not going to be there, in August. So if you want the most responses, I would think, just my own personal experience with doing surveys, a shorter length of time is usually a little better, like a month or two.
Like a month. Okay.
Unless you want to be consistently flyering. I'm not totally sure when you would want the responses or what the next step, like once we get the survey responses, what's the
Right.
what's
So then do you
the
wanna-
next step?
Should we wait to publish until we have the flyers ready then?
I guess so.
I put in October 15th, 2021 in the thing, and then it gives us a month or so to get flyers ready.
That makes sense.
If
Okay.
it doesn't get released until August or September, we can still have a date in there. We can like change it if necessary, but at least it's in there. And people will know if they click on this link in November that it's not being actively collected anymore.
Okay.
Is it okay to share now?
Yeah.
Why? Okay,
Yeah, definitely.
great.
And everyone who's taken it as a test should now actually take it for real.
Okay. All right. So then the next meeting, is that the 3rd? August 3rd, I believe.
Yes, August 3rd.
Okay. Okay. All right. So if there isn't anything else, then I have some homework to do for this. I'll contact the newspaper and let them know. And okay. Ashley.
Yeah. And I will set up the email address and I will work on the flyer. But if it wouldn't hurt if somebody reminded me.
Oh, I will. Don't worry, because
Thank you.
I have to ask Jeff about the money for printing that out and stuff.
Okay.
So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you, Angelique.
All right. We'll see you
Thanks.
next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.